Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coke in the bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coke in the bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coke in the bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4/4, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Say for yourself, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is my... Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace to the fam. Peace to the fam. Peace to the fam. All right. Peace, peace, peace. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, yes, yes. Peace, peace, peace. How are we doing on the audio? Let me know how we doing on the audio. All right. I'll let you know how we doing on the visuals. Pow. Shout out to the family, man. Peace. Yeah, you got your cameo in there, Jeff. You have you're in the jump off right there. Bria, bria. All right, shout out Jefferson. Shout out his brother. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out everybody who was a part of making the last few days historic. You know, life is about experience, right? And you know, the experiences that I've been having have definitely put me in a great place, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I went on a tour to Underworld, you know what I'm talking about? A tour to Underworld, right? You know, we'll get to the shout outs in a minute, but let me talk my talk because it's been a minute since we chopped it up. So shout out to everybody in the building. Make yourselves comfortable. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays, episode 245. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pill. I am here. We are going to have a monumental show tonight. I got some special guests pulling up and whatnot. I might even do an open line and whatnot and let y'all talk y'all shit, you know what I mean? Because some powerful things have transpired in the past few days and whatnot. And we're going to talk about it. But let me talk about this tour of the Underworld, popping a mentor, you know what I mean? Tour in the Underworld, popping a mentor. I started out in Baltimore, right? Then I went to, I believe it was Philadelphia. All of the places that we went on this tour entitled the Highest Level Tour, right? One of the great things about the schedule when I saw it, I realized that they was making stops in every single state that I had previously did a lecture in many years ago or probably recently and whatnot. These have been places where seeds were planted and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Seeds were planted, grids were activated and whatnot. People were given instructions years ago, right? And we're talking about Baltimore. I went to Baltimore and I did the second Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah inside of a church and whatnot. Shout out to the good brother that brought me down there. Salute to you, Jabari. You know what I'm talking about? And then the next step was Philadelphia. I remember going to Philadelphia in December 2020. We were with Professor Griffin. We did a powerful demonstration inside of a bookstore and whatnot. Right there, I believe, on the main street and whatnot. So I said, let me go there and let me tap in with the tour and let me, you know what I mean? Let me witness this history taking place, but let me press the pavement. Let me pull up on my people and whatnot. Let me show up and support my twin, Blue Pillar, on the road. You know what I'm talking about? Let me support my brother 19 Keys on the road and everybody else that's there and whatnot. You know what I mean? Let me let the people see my face and whatnot and see what's really good with the people and whatnot. And I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad that I went on a tour of the underworld because it showed me that we popping in the mental. You know what I'm talking about? And it was a way to take the temperature of this community, because if you leave it up to YouTube, or if you leave it up to reading people's comments and their status updates in all of the social medias, but especially places like Twitter and Instagram, right, then you would be deterred from even dealing with anything with the title of consciousness or woke or whatever people want to label things, Notep, Hotep, whatever people give it labels of, whatever the label is that people attribute to this network or this movement or this community or whatever you want to identify it as. You would be very deterred from even fucking with it. You'd be like, this shit is dead, bro. This is a waste of my time. This ain't nothing, you know what I mean? This is not, it's not going to help me in my transformation. It's not going to help me in my growth and development. Blah, 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 blah. All of the excuses that people give themselves not to do the work. Because at the end of the day, that's all it boils down to. Nothing, nobody ever told you, come and lay down with me. Nobody ever told you come and lay up. Nobody ever told you come and join this and join that and give me samples of your DNA and whatnot. For anybody that did these things with any individuals, organizations, cults, or whatnot, that was a conscious decision that you made in your behalf. And hopefully years later down the line, after you evolve and whatnot, and learn from your misconceptions or your lack of discernment, you'll be a better individual, not just in this walk right here, but in life in general. You know what I'm talking about? Life is about experiences. And that's what this world is about. That's what this movement is about. That's what your walks in life is. That's what the streets is about. You know what I'm talking about? That's what the strip club is about. That's what corporate America is about. That's what being an entrepreneur is about. It all boils down to the same thing. You could splice it up. You could spice it up. You could do what you want to do. But that's what it is. And it's about being able to measure, right? See the graph right there? See the Schumann resonance? See how that shit is looking like mid-journey artwork? You could measure, right, your impact on the world by doing what? By tapping back into the same places that you started. So the tour went to Chicago. I went to Chicago with Pink Pill and Blue Pill in 2020 to speak for the MSTA, you know what I mean? Where they nationalized us and did a whole, it was a whole ceremony take place, right? So Chicago, Detroit in 2016, we did a historic conference called the STEAMS Conference: Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, Mathematics, right? And this was in the spirit of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, because he brought STEAMs to the surface before they even had STEM. They took STEM from Marcus Garvey's STEAM. Okay, so we did a whole conference in Detroit all-star panel. You know what I'm talking about? Sarah Suit and Seti. It was the Pillars was there. KT the Arch Degree was there. Minister Inky. There were a few other people there. It was real big at that moment. You know, so going back to Detroit was beautiful. Going back to Chicago was beautiful. Going back to Philadelphia, going back to Baltimore, seeing people and, you know, greeting people and being able to physically be amongst the people. It's a lot different than what we do on these shows every Mondays and Thursdays, or whenever you see us on the internet and whatnot. It's all good, but like I said to people before, I'm looking in the camera. I don't get to see any one of y'all until the technology is upgraded to where that could be possible. Millions of people, thousands of people, hundreds of people see me, but I don't see them. So that interaction in and of itself is lopsided. It's unbalanced. Okay? It's unbalanced. The minute they balance that that whole situation right there, you're going to see energy transference skyrocket. You're going to see it, quote unquote, you're going to see it peak. You know, you're going to be able to see it peak. So let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's tap in with the roll call. I just wanted to quickly give a primer because Blue Pill is pulling up tonight. So we're going to have a conversation about that. You said that I could do it with Zoom. You right and exact. I do that. I do Zooms when I'm doing the classes, right? And while I mention that, let's go to a commercial real quick, and let's do the roll call right after this commercial. We got to go to our sponsors. You dig? Join us Sunday, June 18th, 4:44 p.m. Chicago Crypto Block Bully presents a 4-week class on technical analysis.
Things we need an earnings recovery. We need the Fed to maybe not pivot, but at least be done. And then we need market breadth to confirm that an early cycle bull market's in place. Things we need an earnings recovery. We need the Fed to...
If you've ever watched financial news or looked up the price of a stock, chances are you've read a stock chart. A stock chart is a graph that displays the price of an investment over a period of time. In this video, we'll discuss some chart basics, view 3 common types, and show you how each displays an investment's performance. Finally, we'll introduce a few basics of technical analysis, which is an investment strategy that analyzes charts to help forecast future price movements. Let's start with charts. The main purpose of any chart is to display the current price of an investment and how its price has changed over time. One of the most common chart types is a line chart. A line chart is fairly simple.
When you join the class, you will have access to 8 weeks of class that already taken place, teaching on all things cryptocurrency and precious metals. Join us on Red Pillar's Patreon. Peace. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the good brother Chicago Crypto. Yesterday's class, the first class of this 4-week series, he bodied that. You know what I'm talking about? Anybody that was in the class, please let him know in the chat room. The brother went in for about 2 hours breaking down technical analysis. Shout out to Chicago Crypto. He is definitely a master student. He is keeping the bar raised very, very high. Salute to you, King. All right, so Waco, Texas is in the building. Roxbury is in the building. What up, though? Detroit is in the building. Seattle is in the building. All right, Hemet, California is in the building. Santa Rosa, California is in the building. Santa Rosa. All right, we got Harlem in the building. Shout out to Harlem. All right, shout out to Harlem in the building. Jacktown in the building and whatnot. We got Dayton, Ohio up in this thing. I'm talking about North Miami up in this thing and whatnot. We got Dallas up in this thing. Shout out to Dallas. All right, salute. Dallas came out very strong on the road as well. Yeah, part of the underworld, tour the underworld. Dallas got their underworld. You know, all of these places. We didn't go to the suburbs, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? The tour didn't go to the suburbs. The tour went through the underworld. You wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't the energy that they was giving off. But when I look back at it, I'm like, shit, all of these stops was the underworld. Dayton, Ohio. You know what I'm talking about? Phoenix in the building. Shout out to Phoenix. T Dot is in the building. Bay Area in the building. Dallas in the building. Louisiana. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the underworld. Phoenix in the building. London. You know what I mean? Rome up in this thing. Cincinnati, Seven Hills and whatnot. Yeah, San Jose, California. Money is a major issue. Houston is here. Underworld. Yeah, Frisco. Talk black to me. Lancaster. You know what I'm talking about? Lakeland, Florida, Indy, Detroit, Memphis, yeah, Bainbridge, CT, yeah, what's popping? Virginia, South Africa, yeah, we up in this thing. We deep up in here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute to everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We weren't here for Third Eye Thursday. Actually, I prayed, you know what I mean? I did a little bit of meditation and whatnot. And I said to the ancestors, ancestors, I have to make two choices. Either I'm going to get on this stage, you know what I mean? Out here in Houston, Texas, the big stage and whatnot at a sold out show in the theater, not at a lecture hall, but in the theater, no disrespect, but in the theater, right? A real theater where people were dressed up, hard bottoms and all of that. And I had Pink Pill with me. I said, do I do this or do I do my live? And the ancestors said, go ahead and get on that stage. They'll understand. So I went on the stage and I did what I had to do, y'all. You know what I mean? Let me see if I could let me pull a clip up real quick and take y'all on a little tour with me for a monumental night in Houston this Thursday that we just passed and whatnot. I should have went live. To keep it a buck. That'd have been a good one. Here we go. Ow. You hear them ladies? Yeah.
I want to know, first and foremost, because I witnessed something that I hadn't witnessed before in these past few weeks on tour with you. I witnessed the elevation of information.
Made and presented with authority. Right. It was made and presented with authority at first because they had to get people to give up something that was more valuable than what they was trading for. Right? So you give up your gold for $1. Right. The dollar represents a various way. So on this tour, I've seen the aesthetics of knowledge raised up. Can you share with the family how important it is to match?
That's a sold out auditorium, a theater, y'all, with balcony and all of that.
I witnessed something that I hadn't witnessed before in these past few weeks.
So these are just clips that people from Instagram, put out and whatnot, and they sent me the whole stitched together thing. But yeah.
This did not have existed 10 years ago.
You'll
so
see
if you look around, it's a representation that we are winning aspects of the war. Because the world war is not about missiles shooting at each other, it's about ideas shooting at each other.
Yeah, so it was a good night, you know what I mean? It was the last show, it was a closure. They say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So, it was good to finish the tour. There goes me and Pink Pill. You feel me? I had the Pink Pillar with me. You know what I'm talking about? She got to see her Baba do his thing on the stage. She got to see Casey, the arch degree, her uncle, doing his thing. I'll make it up to you. So, yeah, it was a beautiful night in Houston. You feel me? As long as the children get to see their parents living a purpose and whatnot, and as long as you could leave those memories and whatnot on your seeds, that's the true gift right there. That's what makes this whole thing worth it. You know what I mean? So the fact that my daughter got to be backstage and see her uncles and see her. She remember 19 Keys. You know what I mean? So she got to see the brothers his glow up and whatnot. She got to see the level up, and she got to see what we've been out here putting in a lot of work and what it looks like years later, so she could see the progression. You feel me? Because the children are watching. And if they don't see a progression, then they're gonna start asking. They're not gonna ask questions, but it's gonna be traumatizing to them. You know what I mean? So truthfully, that was my Father's Day present. You know what I mean? I'm not really big into these dates like that. I don't do I don't really, I understand the concept and everything, but I don't get caught up in oh, this is the day I'm gonna get a gift, and this is the day if somebody don't call me and all of that. And I want to say thank you to everybody sending Father's Day congratulations, texts and everything. Um, it was fire, it was a beautiful day. That's the day that Schumann residence went crazy, right? That's that day on Father's Day, you know, on Father's Day, you know. Does that mean that the father's back? You know what I'm talking about? Does that mean that the father is back? Yeah, somebody said that that's her husband. You feel me? This is important. This is important. This is important, bro. I gotta set the bar. I gotta show her with a real, you know what I mean? Like I can't talk about it. I gotta do everything in my power to emboss on the minds of all of the children that I brought to this reality. I'm not responsible for nobody but them. So I gotta demonstrate and show them what this shit really is about. I can't be in the living room talking about it and being all angry and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be outside and whatnot. You gotta demonstrate. You gotta bring these children to these festivals so they could see the power of community. So they could see it in real life. We was outside yesterday and the brother Rich, Black Magic 363 came through to the Juneteenth festival. And I know people got their hangups about the whole Juneteenth, the history and everything, and that's cool, but that's not the conversation. The conversation is that there's festivals that take place where people come out. And if you are a part of this community, it should be required at this point that you came out and you mix and mingle and you bring your energy and you interject it in your community. If you say that you are part of a community, whether you're a student, a teacher, a master student, you're not supposed to put ego into this thing. There's a ton of people who live in Atlanta who are considered to be teachers and who have a lot of power and a lot of energy and a lot of things that they have to add to the whole collective, and they collect and they individually decide to leave themselves out of the collective, and they play, you know what I mean? It's almost like instead of going to the NBA, they the nigga that want to go over to Czechoslovakia and just be the man over there. You know what I mean? So people willingly take themselves out of the collectiveness, and the people perish for a lack of knowledge, and they taking away from the people. They robbing you from your experiences. They're taking out of your bank. Taking out of your bank. So shout out to everybody who shows up and puts their energy, right? Because it's about your face card. It's about your energy. It's about your stamp. It's about you putting feet on pavement and ground and linking up with your brothers and doing it in show, not in talk. These babies be watching, so they be looking to see who gonna show up. And when they see somebody show up who they saw on what they call TV, they get so excited you have no idea. If you ever wanted to lighten up your heart as a feather, I would suggest that you get into something that the children are into, so when they see you, they could give you some of that quote unquote, that love and that ashe. You know what I mean? They can help you walk, you know what I'm saying, in a more higher frequency. Because when you know that they're watching, and when you know that they're impressed, and when you know that they are they're able to get something off of what it is that you're giving and whatnot, it makes you more of a provider, makes you want to even give more. You feel me? And it makes you want to step your quality up and whatnot. So I'm inspired. The children that I saw over the course of the past few days and whatnot, from traveling to state to state to state, You know what I mean? Tour the underworld, popping the Menta from traveling to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans. New Orleans was kind of fire. New Orleans was dope, y'all. Let me see. I got some New Orleans footage. New Orleans was on. Yeah, they was on. They had us. They treated us real good out there. New Orleans, man. Okay, where's my New Orleans? Okay, here we go.
Family, peace to you and yours, brother Red Pearl reporting live and direct. First and foremost, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. Man, oh man.
But that fool right there was the best.
All right, the food. I gotta give a shout out to the spot Soul.
Sweet Soul. That was an eggplant lasagna.
Sweet Soul,
man.
Shop, right? Some of the best food I've ever tasted. Plant-based soul food. And I'm saying that New Orleans food is lit. Shout out to Dallas. All right, we're about to touch down in Dallas. I'm looking for a videographer who want to come and make history tonight. Tap in with me in my DM if you are a videographer in Dallas and you got that mirrorless camera, you got that look. Tap in with me. All right, peace. See y'all in Dallas. One.
Yeah. So yeah, that was New Orleans. You know what I mean? We was in the third ward, you know what I'm talking about? You know, we was in the hood, you know, the soldiers.
Family, peace to you and yours, brother Red Pearl. Live and direct, first and foremost, New Orleans.
Hold on.
Man, oh man.
Get that shit on repeat.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to New Orleans. You know what I mean? Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to Texas. Big shout out to Texas. You know what I mean? Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth. You know what I mean? Shout out to Pop Darby. Shout out to Talik. Shout out to Murph. Everybody in Houston. You know what I mean? Salute. Shout out to everybody. It was a wonderful, wonderful event. Wonderful event. You know, well attended, sold out. The people look beautiful. They was dressed to the T. They look happy. They look exuberated. You know what I mean? They look enthusiastic. You know what I mean? Yeah, shout out to Jefferson. He was my guide in the NO. The same way that when he come to New York, I'm gonna be his guide in the NYC and whatnot. You know, and he definitely showed us around, made sure that everything was on the up and up. Salute to Jefferson Athletics. Make sure y'all support athletics. Make sure y'all tap in with the world's first athletic conscious streetwear brand. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go through a few videos to give y'all some insight about something that you may or may not have been familiar with. By a show of hands of people in the audience, how many people are familiar with the Schumann resonance? By a show of emojis, how many people are familiar with the Schumann resonance? And if you're not familiar with it, well, you about to learn something tonight. Get ready. You're about to learn some powerful information tonight that's going to completely shatter your reality and shift your consciousness. Yes. Right? I need beats to play while I'm talking my talk. Yeah, I think that that's a new format I should start exploring, like having beats while I'm talking, but having them very like low and whatnot, but having some beats and whatnot. I might start doing that. El Solo, what up? The vibration is definitely rising. You are absolutely correct. Going crazy. Okay. Going crazy. So, mine like Red Pill, I'm from the Show Me State. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I talk about, but integrity with information is something that I love to stand on, and I'll stand on that. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna sit up here like I'm the almighty perfect, that I'm Red Pill GPT. Shit. Sometimes I be hallucinating. I hallucinate like the LLMs, but it's not a double digit. Let's just leave it at that. I'm not in the fucking double digits. There's people out here that's hallucinating in the triple digits. So I like to deal with the facts though, especially when it comes to Melanin Mondays and whatnot. I could do Melanin Mondays and get y'all feel good isms and say any fucking thing that come to mind, and really have y'all out here sounding crazy when you repeat what I said. If it, but I'm responsible with the delivery, right? So this science right here, is not going to be speculation. This is going to, it's going to show some things and raise some questions and whatnot, but it's going to teach us some information that I feel is going to be very important moving forward. And I feel that this information is in alignment with everything that I've been seeing taking place over the past few months, to be exact, right? But definitely over the past few weeks, and more importantly, for shit sure over the past few days. Now, the show that I just did with Ross Ben, right, about the Philadelphia experiment and what is about to happen in this calendar year of 2023, right? This right here is just further proof and verification of everything that was spoken about in our last show. Let us move forward, please.
This is happening right now, you guys.
That's your girl.
Of a little bit of a break because the Schumann resonance has been going absolutely insane. The Schumann resonance, if you didn't know, is kind of like the resonance, the frequency of the earth, and we're all completely connected to it. Here it is where they censor it. They just take the data out for whatever reason. All of it is absolutely spiking right now to where we're getting this. And many people say that frequency of the earth. We are all vibrational frequency, and we are being affected by this. Normally it is just blue. Every once in a while we will get this huge spike of a blackout, and it's like we're timeline jumping. Leading up to this, I was seeing non-stop angel numbers everywhere that I looked, and now this is turned into sacred geometry. We are at a power level of 185. This is the normal line that is at. It went right here, blacked out. You can see it spiked. They deleted the data, then it dropped back down, and then it jumped right back up. Normally it's just completely random. It'll have a spike every once in a while. I have never seen it do anything like this. It is creating these DNA looking strands, and we have been going through this since last night. So if you are feeling this, you need to go get your feet on the ground, drink a lot of water, and stay hydrated, because
resonance frequency or not, but it's been kind of going a little wild today. Here's the site if you guys want to go check it out. So this was the Schumann resonance on the 16th. Nothing too out of the ordinary from what I see on the day today. And here's the 17th. Again, pretty standard. But let's check out today. I've been following this for quite a few years, and I've never seen it look anything like this. Here's just a slight excerpt of what the Schumann resonance in the mainstream eyes does to us. I think it connects us both on a conscious and subconscious level. Does this mean we're finally waking up? It seems things are shifting in this realm of ours indeed. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
So this took place, or this reading for that matter, was taken out of Russia, right? It did not register in the other quote unquote facilities that are reading the Earth's resonance, right? It's only picked up in Russia, okay? So two things are coming to mind. One, keep your eyes out for any activities that may take place in Russia in the next few days. It's going to involve anything heart related, right? If anything happens to happen in the form of an earthquake or any type of freakish weather activity, then you know that the a weather weapon was activated, right? Because the only thing that can do this that's not natural would be HARP, right? That is the only device that is capable of doing something of such a scale at this scale. So the other hand, right, to take the power out of their hands and not give them the benefit of the doubt, right, which is something that I hate to do. Okay, if I were to put the money on the table, I would not put it on that table right there. I will put it on the table that this is the further proof. This is undeniable proof. Okay, this is undeniable proof of the fact that the upgrade is definitely here. Okay, this is a fact. This has something to do with the rays that are hitting this planet. Blue Pill actually did a sermon on the exact day that the Schumann resonance went off the charts. Okay, I highly suggest that you go into our archives and you look at the sermon that Blue Pill just did on Sunday. All right, the Minister Ministries Pope Pablo presents. Please go and check that out. I'm going to let him come through and he'll tell you everything that he was talking about. But this is definitely something Blue Pill was touching on vigorously. This is something Al Kibalon 44 has been touching on vigorously. This is something that KT the Arch Degree touched upon in Thursday in Houston on that stage vigorously with his animation. He bodied that. Shout out to KT. Right? So, yes, you remember the 2020 healing meditation where we were able to spike the Schumann resonance by doing a collective meditation. We did the meditation so the young children could get returned to their parents they were taking by child services and whatnot. Okay? His laptop went out in the middle of it, and you wonder if that's why. Yeah, well, all I know is, regardless of anything, he demonstrated on that day. You know what I mean? Whatever he said, you can't even add speculate. Whatever he said it in that moment, and this is the Schumann resonance of that moment. You feel me? So, please go back and heed what the good brother was saying. He was in his bag. You feel me? He was in his bag. He was in his baggington. So I would love to hear from the family because I could get up here all day and talk about what I witnessed and what I went through and, what the past few days has been like for me. But, I just gave you a breakdown of what happened on a specific day. So everybody has an interpretation of what happened to them on that day. So it's only right that we get to hear from the people in the audience as to what it is, what they experienced on that day, and to put that on the record, okay, and to put that in the Akashic records. So this is a selfless endeavor right here to go ahead and drop that link and bring the family in so we could share our experiences together, because this is about experience, right? This is the age of experience. So your experience is just as sacred as my experience, and vice versa. So this planet is definitely changing. This is definitely the Great Reset. You know what I mean? This is Ascension Protocol. You feel me? This is Ascension Protocol. It's all of that. Let's talk about how much of a clown that little boy Boozy is. My evil twin. My birthday twin. For anybody who may not be familiar with Boozy, Lil Boozy or Boozy Badass. Me and him, Blue Pill, and Boozy are born on the exact same day. You know what I mean? We also share a birthday with King Charles, right? We also share a birthday with Gary V. You know, my birthday lineup is kind of mean. You know what I'm talking about? My November 14th starting five, it might wash anybody's birthday starting five. I got a mean starting five, my niggas. Let me talk about it. You know, you had a headache. 2 days you had a very, yeah, understand it. That energy hit that planet. It will show up in the form of a headache. It could show up in the form of a headache. You felt your heart chakra opening up and upgrades. You've been feeling blissful and tired. Yes, yes. You feel me? You had a crazy headache out of nowhere and you've been having, yeah, you got to rest. You got to hydrate yourself. You feel me? You got to hydrate yourself. Yeah. So it talks about being tired, you know what I mean? It talks about fatigue as a result of these upgrades and whatnot. So a lot of the things that people are feeling that people are feeling is actually the downloads are taking place. You know, your body is gonna feel tired when it's working. Okay. You're gonna feel your energy is gonna be down because there's things that are taking place. Okay. So I would definitely say, please get your sleep. You know, please get your sleep. The fake red dragon, yeah, Pindar, right? Huh. Please get your sleep. The DNA is getting an upgrade. Okay, the same way it's almost like when you have an upgrade in an operating system and whatnot. The operating systems are being upgraded. But you got to get some of that sun. What's more important than anything beyond that fatigue and whatnot, or beyond rest and whatnot, is you have to get in the sun. You have to be able to pick up the rays. You know, I would highly recommend fasting at this point. A water fast, a fruit fast. You feel me? But definitely grounding. One of the most important things that took place on the day of this Schumann resonance, that when it was spiking, is it is if you were in the ground, if you were grounding. Okay. So this is all about raising your frequency by any means necessary. You know, raising up those electrons, your voltage. So grounding, ocean bathing, forest bathing, yoni bathing. If you could get in your backyard and take all your clothes off and be able to charge everything, your whole body, your whole vehicle. That sun that was blazing in New Orleans was a different sun that I felt. I went to Houston and they said that it was going to be 113 degrees, right? 113 degrees on Saturday. Can the church say amen? All of my Houstonians, okay? So it's a different type of sun right now. The shit was blazing, bro. It was lit. It was up. The day that this Schumann residence was turned up like that, it was 113 in Texas. The sun in New Orleans was blazing. In the sun in New Orleans was going, it was 100 degrees when we were out there on Thursday. No, what day was that? On Wednesday and Tuesday. So I'm like, yeah, get in that sun. Get in that sun and get in that water, not the pool water. The pool water is going to strip you, not the pool water. The ocean water, okay? Not the AC and all of that. That's going to strip the that's going to weaken you. It's going to have you, not the top down on the whip and stuff like that, not the fan. You don't know. Tree hug, ground, get in ocean water. lay out in the sun, coconut oil and shit like that, avocado oil, lather yourself, you know? So that's what's up. That's where it's at. That's how you're going to be able to get these downloads. That's how you're going to be able to charge like you're charging a Tesla vehicle, you know? Am I saying to turn the air off at night in a house in the deep south? Um, I'm not gonna tell you to turn your central air off. You know what I mean? That is something that everybody has. All I'm saying is I'm just giving you the science of what the air condition is and what the freon and all of these things represent versus what nature represents. You know, but you should balance it though. You should get some balance in that intake, because some people are inside of these box houses with central air and whatnot all day and they don't get no real sunlight. And this is the sun. This sun is healing right now. Whatever is on, whatever's coming off of this sun right now, this sun is DNA upgrades. I'm feeling it in my bones. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and I'm so glad that I've been traveling state to state to state. I'm glad that I've been going up and down that grid and whatnot, because going on those different legs of the tour, the Midwest leg, the East Coast leg, the Southern leg and whatnot, is getting my legs stronger and whatnot. It's helping me, like I said, tour the underworld, popping the mentor. All of these stops, whatever leg this was, these legs were in the quote unquote root of our culture, or out the root of our people and whatnot. I was going to the root. We were going to the bottom. We were going to the bottom of this shit. We wasn't going to the top. We didn't do LA yet, even though LA could be considered the underworld. We was in Detroit, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Chicago, you know what I'm talking about? New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, all of those. So I was tapping into that grid, yo. I was tapping into the dirt. I was tapping into the concrete. I was tapping into the roots, you know? And it was a beautiful experience. And now the resonance of the planet is lit. And I understand why, because I saw with my own two eyes. I was able to, observe from being on the stage and being in the audience. I was able to observe from multiple angles and whatnot. I was able to take in a lot. I was able to take in a lot. But for the most part, I was able to see the fruits of my labor, bro. I was able to see the fruits of my labor. Me and my brother's labor. Me and my brother and my younger brother, KT, the arts degree, and my mother, Mama Pill, and all other people who are involved in this work and whatnot. I was able to see the fruits of our labor. That was raising up my Schumann residents. You feel me? And it comes in the form of people voluntarily walking up to you and sharing their quote unquote good news and whatnot. That's good energy for me. That's good energy. I don't even ask for much. You know what I'm talking about? You don't see me with no damn cup shaking it. I don't ask for none of that. Just good energy. That's all I could transmute it. I know what to do with it. So tapping into all of these places and seeing how some of the younger students that I came across 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, how they've grown into themselves and whatnot. They got families and whatnot. They doing good and whatnot. They looking good, smelling good, eating good, living right. You know what I mean? They looking happy. They smiling and whatnot. That right there, that's all I needed. That was invigorating. That was invigorating. The Juneteenth stream. Yo, the Juneteenth stream, also another demonstration in real time. The blue pill, red pill, I did it, and Brother Rich on Black Magic 363. So go and watch that stream. That's going to show you the whole resonance right there, because in real time, everybody was talking about how the energy felt different that day. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to do what? We was able to crystallize that in the moment, document it and whatnot, capture it. We captured it, that energy of that day, of that monumental day that goes down in history in the moment, right? Right there, the same place that he shot the beautiful video. We shot another beautiful video in 2023 on Black Magic 363 when the brother went live at the Juneteenth Bicentennial Park Festival in the ATL, right? AKA Atlantis. They was looking so beautiful out there. Man, they was looking so beautiful out there. You know what I'm talking about? We got some beautiful people in this world, y'all. Nobody should be, nobody should feel alone. Like nobody should be feeling like there's nobody out here for them. Cause the way that I see it, it's a lot of people out here for a lot of other people. Y'all just ain't find each other yet. Y'all need to be showing up at these festivals and shooting your shot. You know what I'm talking about? Until something else is created for you. You know what I mean? You better use these festivals as as your as your jump point. You dig? Y'all playing. Y'all playing. Shout out to the melanated woman who helped make Juneteenth a federal holiday. They treating this like Christmas. This is a federal. This is, bruh. Everything is closed. Everything. So, shout out to the people who have taken advantage of the fact that they got this day off. You dig? But let me go ahead and do something and open up the line. I don't want to be in here by myself for a day when I have a powerful, powerful guest in the building. I just told y'all that this brother was preaching the word earlier on Sunday. All right, the Mineral Ministries, Pope Pablo. You know what I mean? Pope Pablo 44 was laying it down, and then later on in the day, the brother made history again when he walked around with Brother Rich, Black Magic 363, and he captured enlightening in a bottle by capturing the human and the Schumann resonance of real life human beings on the ground when we were out there at the festival. So without any further ado, I welcome and I bring to you none other than Blue Pillar 44. Bleh. Bleh.
Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light, my brother.
Pope Pablo.
Pope Pablo in the building.
Blanco on Blanco.
Blanco on Blanco. You know what I'm talking about? Blanco on Blanco. Blue Blanco, what up?
I'm taking everything in and allowing humility to be my best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a beautiful time to be alive, to bear witness to the winds of change. You know what I mean? And I went in yesterday, and I feel like I folded time and space. The universe had to bear witness to that sermon.
Right.
Respectfully,
For sure.
respectfully, this is not, you know what I'm saying? I don't really even know how to explain on a spiritual plane where I mentally see myself having to go to deliver the word the way that I do, knowing up that I'm going up against the opposition of order of a particular order. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm showing proving that the way that I lined that joint up yesterday, and it wasn't planned like that because I hadn't even read all of them yet. I was receiving it in real time like everybody else was. You know what I'm saying? But I'm unanimously showing in the first 4 books of the Old Testament that every single one of those testaments or every one of those words synergistically that were in alignment with 618, right?
Yeah.
The sixth book in the 18th chapter. If I'm making my claim, right, as Pablo, as Paul, explaining to people that the person responsible for Christianity today is Paul. It's called Pauline Christianity. You know what I'm saying? That book is written in the Codex. Once you decode the Codex, you can extract power from the word by making it a living testament as opposed to a dead letter religion. How do you do that? If you're able to show a synergistic relationship between chapter and verse and Gregorian calendar date, then you start folding time on itself because you build a cosmic bridge from past to present and make the word a living testament. You feel me?
Yeah.
And especially right, and this is what this is the esoteric meaning of turning water into wine. Water is just me saying the word. That's what preachers do every Sunday. They recite the word from the book. When you turn it to wine, that's when you add transliteration to it and you demystify, decode symbolism. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'm on a roll because I'm my 54th week in doing this in real time. I'm a freestyle fanatic
Facts.
because I don't come with none of that written. All of that is off the dome freestyles, and I'm focusing
I
time and
will.
space on itself. Hold on. So, and again, when you fold the time and space of father, this concept of father time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it's applicable to a day and an age, but at one time it was mother time because in Kemet or Set is the keeper of time. Hence the
Right.
fact that women have natural cycles, not men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to keep her time for 270 days, she houses a womb in the triple stages of darkness and bring forth life. You know what I'm saying? In trimesters, all of that.
Right.
What measurements of time that naturally occur in a woman's body? She has a monthly cycle according
Right.
to lunar cycle, which is really the keeper of time. So we stuck between paradigms and timelines with some of us with one foot in primordial ancient antiquity over an understanding and understanding, or as Killer Priest said, center standing,
Mm-hmm.
and then this the new modern thing. Like, and I can see why they call it a new age, which is a refreshing and a refurbishing of things from law, things from old, and you dusted it off like you just found it. It's the same shit happening with the TikTok generation that they got, that they do with consciousness.
Right.
It, you can see yourself is replicating. When I got to New Orleans, that's when the spirits started having these conversations with me, and I was really seeing the AI discussion from a spirit plane, and
Right.
that they were telling me about it, and I was like, it's replication. This is all fractalization of man's ability, his machinations to become a co-creator.
Right. 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 Definitely.
Yeah, he was co-created. Now he's co-creating,
Nah,
and
he's co-creating.
so that thing is now going to fractally co-create in a way in which it's going to
Right.
eclipse what was primordial or antique. Man has become primordial. He's a relic at this point, and the new shit has to express itself. And the thing about anything that you put into spiral motion is that every dog has its day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna have its day. It's gonna manifest, and it's
Right.
gonna be in alignment with a time cycle of which that is gonna be needed at that particular time to get the species ready for whatever leap or to compete. You know what I'm saying? For whatever's about to leap out of dark time matter, out
Indeed.
of black matter, dark space. So, you know, again, the thing about the father, you know what I'm saying, on a Sunday, on Father's Day, you know what I mean? Um, it was just a strong resonance. It was a strong resonance, and it reverberated because when we went to the park, that's what we seen. Like the father is gonna be the one that saves, you know what I'm saying, or restores the nation, and it
Right.
don't make him more important or more of a top dog, you know what I'm saying, or superior to women. It's just saying that he brings order. She represents chaos, and not to the degree where we're like, oh, I mean chaos where that's an energy, a cosmic force, and that chaos is brought into, like how you see the Schumann resonance, what you sitting behind, chaos in an energetic form. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Like I want to use an example, like Cardi B, right? Look how different
Hmm.
she is as a mother with a man in her life,
Right.
that is able to bring a balance and an order where she can possibly be soft at times, and then give women a semblance of femininity that might be in her more progressive self. It's the three stages you say, right, baby? Hmm? Yeah. So we seeing these people move through their stages, and they're bringing people with them, just like we
Right.
all do. You know what I mean? To our own degree.
Mm, that's interesting.
Okay, the Tetragrammaton, yeah, that's the four name, that's the four letter name of quote unquote Yahweh.
Yahweh. I just
Salvation.
came out with that this weekend.
Yeah, and its number equals 26. And when you separate the 26s on both spectrum, it's 13 plus 13 or 4 plus 4. So even Yahweh himself is a 44 resonator.
Ugh.
Look, don't fight this. Like I showed unanimously the other day, showed improved through Gematria, Machiavelli 444, Messiah 444, Jesus 444.
Mm,
Is so if anything, like I said, like the law is stamped, it's mandated, you know what I'm saying? And as a lawgiver, as a law bringer, in the sense of how people frame it in the biblical way, you got to really be on your ones and your twos and your p's and your q's, because Sunday also was a reading of John the Baptist getting beheaded, right? And then when
right.
you to John 6:18 is dealing with Jesus walking on water. You know what I'm saying? Invoking that John the Baptist energy, that six of club. So, those that play John the Baptist or the role of John the Baptist in this world need to be very, wise and mindful of this time that we're in, this energy. You know what I'm saying? Because people are checking up out of here left and right that are powerhouses in the spirit realm, and to do the ancestral work. Like there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
I heard about the brother Chief.
Oh yes, and I saw this brother yesterday. I laid eyes on him when me and Rich was at the spot, at the location, and we were talking.
Wow.
We walked by with his family. You know what I'm
Are you
saying?
serious?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't get to give him the honor, the greeting, and the respect, because there was a troll that had just passed through there, and that's the thing. Like the site, the cuckoos is popping up now. The
Right.
niggas they noodles been cooked by YouTube, and they're really like mentally off their rocker. They're popping up. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
was putting him on point about some of the cuckoos that was in the building roaming around, and the dude tried to throw mental darts some way, and I had to deflect and protect it and push dude back. Like, you look, I don't even got time to explain this to you, son. Stand back. You
Right.
nigga, get the fuck up out of here. You feel me? I'm about to go get the
Right.
so I'm telling him about the after the fact, and then homie passes by with the whiz and the seed. So I wasn't even in the right energy to receive, you know what I'm saying, giving him greeting and pondering about his present state and condition, where he got coming up, you know what I'm saying? Because I do follow him on social, and I've been seeing him post stuff recently. So yeah, when I seen that message online, it was startling, right? But that's indicative of the times that we're in. Gemini,
Right.
new moon, you feel me? Solar flares off the Richter, all of this stuff I talked about during that sermon without seeing no posts, reading or none of that. I'm experiencing it. I'm feeling it in my body. I'm going through it with my electronics. I got a relationship with these electronics, right? I know when they act up. We
Mm.
yeah, we spend that much time together.
Let's say
You
the brother's name so we could put
Chief
it out.
Nighthawk, yes.
Chief Nighthawk,
Power to the
Rise in
good brother,
Power.
Chief Nighthawk.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? May the ancestors be pleased with your work, your services, and may your wings continue to expand and they take you all the way to the Holy Land. I say.
Ashe. Yeah, the brother was present at a powerful ceremony that I was involved in about a year ago. You know what I mean? Good brother.
Brother's powerful. You know what I mean? I did snake venom um
Yeah, yeah.
location
He helped heal me. He helped assist in healing my back.
and yeah,
And that
yeah,
was something that was taking me down, you know. And that snake venom brought me back and he played a part in that. So
yeah.
Ashe.
And that brother continue to rise in power. These are transitional shifting times that we in. I don't know how else to explain it. You feel me? But our assignment and our role is first and foremost to be prepared, get prepared, and understand the importance of cosmic covering, and then share and show people how they can do the same for themselves. But if you can't do it for yourself, if you can't guarantee it for self, you know what I'm saying, you're not qualified to attempt to teach somebody what you don't know.
Right.
And there's a lot of mistakes that have been made in that regard in community, period. And it's really time that we, liven up and wisen up and see the writing on the wall. You know what I'm saying? We on a different side of things. Schumann resonance in behind you shows it all. Like they've never seen no calibration like that, you know.
Never.
But I felt it and I participated in it. Like you said, we went live, you know what I mean? And we walked through that entire park. And I just tsunami of love received and given. You know what I'm saying? You know, if there was any negativity in that park, we was banishing it with a wave of light,
Right.
with a caravan of compliments and love, receiving and giving, you know what I'm saying? Lifting people, into the light, giving them exposure with an international marketplace. Feel
Right.
me? Edifying their business and allowing them to have a word. What's good with you? I was posing questions. And the unanimous consensus, I was asking everybody what's different this time than before. Is
Right.
like, yo, family, family. And I set the tone, I set the intention, but I wasn't putting the bug in people's ear. It
They were
rippled
saying
in
it
the way.
themselves.
They were
Right.
saying it themselves because once again, tell no lie. Pope, nigga, I'm telling
Right.
you exactly what time it was. Like, yo, she was an
Right.
amazing field of energy. And that energy is incubated. And Spirit told me, it was like, when you put this out, this is gonna be the last. You know what I'm saying? Like, be aware, like this energy is moving and shifting like that. And then about an hour after that, I got a text about a mass shooting. One person dead, 22 shot in the
Where?
suburbs of Illinois.
Wow.
On Google. It was
Wow.
mad. It was wild shootings. It was mass. Yeah, it was
It was up.
massive. Yeah, mass shooting. But I mean, look at the energy.
Do you know
On the
that
glitch.
right next to the Juneteenth was the birthday bash on
Yeah,
Saturday?
yeah. I found out Saturday night. I mean, I seen the demographics. I was like, something shaking. I thought it
Right.
was a sporting event mainly because you know my baby came and got me from the airport, so we had that drop top thing moving through the city. You know what I'm saying? Black beam,
Yeah.
that bullet. Yeah, so
That bullet.
we was hitting patches of traffic, and it got thick. When we got downtown, it was super thick. I was like, I know this ain't it. This ain't all
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth, even though Juneteenth was thick,
Thicken.
right? It was kind of the demographics. You
It
seen
was
the
Buffy
analytics,
thick.
like, nah, yeah, they ain't come for that. So they was our birthday bash.
That was a heavy concentration of melanin just in that
Super.
radius.
It was a black hole. I felt the denseness, and again, super
Mm-hmm.
receptive to energy.
Word.
I was picking up. Saturday was glitching too in terms of the energy frequency. I had got a text from one of my brothers who do the human design, and he knows my signature. So he had told me some things that was finna come, how it would impact. Showing up, even knowing this shit, even knowing being half the battle, I moved and
Right.
lived through it. And he was right and exact. So yes, there's a super energy shift taking place right now.
Right.
And then
Right.
boom, it's communications. Did you see that clip I did when I was in Dallas and I went to the AT&T Center and I was showing the gold statue? There was the Mercury, and I was explaining the
Mm-hmm.
breakdown about the Gemini motif of telecommunications
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
showing the neural network, the connection to how they have synthesized communication globally and how it's identical to a neural network. And you got to give these people their props because that shit is a ghost in the machine.
Mm.
You feel me? Again, the step down replication of coming into you know what I'm saying? Something and damn, what do they call it? The E8. It's a word for the theorem or the theory about how this it models itself after creation. You know how we have
Right.
a down creation process on the lattice grid, crystal lattice grid, and all of that can be tied into that's because it's E8 is all law 44, just a different language.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the fractals, and we know from once again from human design in the book of keys on that the number 44 deals with fractal, family fractal.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's an amazing time to be alive, to bear witness. And I was saying that consciousness provides a cosmic canopy over its children because the ancestors are always present. So unanimously, I was asking the people in real time, you was getting real dialogue. Yo, have you ever been to a conscious event with an incident? And I'm asking veterans in the game, people that got 20 plus years skin in the game,
Right.
and everybody back with the same, you know what I'm saying, conclusion, like, nah, never. But last night, you know what I'm saying, they was tearing shit up around the country. So I might have to respond and say, when you got the pillars in the building, shit gonna be incident free because we got the ancestors with me. So, but again, that would be a level of ancestral arrogance. I can't speak on behalf of that. I'm just,
It's an observation. You know what I mean?
I
It's
know where I'm at.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That the ancestors are there, and I'm identifying, the dynamics of who's in the building, who's friend and foe. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always some interesting shit going on, but that's the balance. You're never going somewhere where it's totally everything is a-okay. You always got to be on point.
Oh
But
man.
it's a
It's always
spiritual.
a stage.
Yeah, it's a stage. And imagine what's going on in the spirit realm when you around these hating ass niggas. And
Yep.
this is banging because you can't hide that on that realm. So they shooting darts and arrows, cannons, and there's some more shit, throwing
Yep.
mad dirty shit your way. So yeah, man, it'd be something else, but and it's a balance to keep it in balance. It's like a walking a tightrope because this shit is infested with bitch assness.
Right. Yeah, it's a plague.
Yeah, you be
Mhm.
like the remedy just you be like, but the backhand just might be just really might be listening. Are you sparing the rod unnecessarily? Pause. And
Definitely.
yeah, black men discipline your children, man. Catch them at a young age so they stop growing into these intolerant monsters, these teenage toddlers, man, like top heavy toddlers, yeah.
You said top.
Yeah,
You said
top heavy,
top.
turbulent toddlers. You know what I'm saying?
Top heavy toddlers.
Tall ass toddlers, yeah. Tall ass.
Can I get a blue pill perspective on the boozy badass
Yo, this is Pope,
situation?
man. You talking to the Pope or you want to talk to Blue? Which one?
I want to talk to the Pope because
Okay.
that's our birthday twin.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I got to talk to Blue Pill then about our birthday twin, our doppelganger, our dark hermit. You know, a fixture. You know, in the underworld. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm gonna say, yeah. When keeping it real goes wrong,
right,
like that. You know what I'm saying? Too real for TV. When keeping it real goes wrong. I mean, it's the death of the street shit. It goes hand. He is the motif for it. You know what I'm saying?
right,
He's still holding that card, and he's fucking with these people's money. He's fucking with their agents. He's fucking with their business. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that and do goofy shit too, because you got to know that the microscope is on you. You got to move like that. And he talking that talk, but he wasn't walking it consistently. And they're looking to make an example out of him now because he
right.
represents the resistance. He's
He too
really on
defiant.
himself, yeah. But he's the mouthpiece. They get rid of him, and nobody else can step up to speak in that manner. And he said that shit. That's the problem with this, is that all of this shit is part of his prophetic undoing of the power of his tongue, his communication apparatus. He know what his strength is. He know what they motherfucking afraid of. You know what I'm saying? But he's not moving
Right,
in the manner in which, you know what I'm saying, that militance dictates. Are you a god or you a nigga? You a nigga god? Okay. Like
right,
they got tripwire for that. You know what I'm saying? He had the
right,
biscuit alive. Like, come on.
right. Somebody says the shifts in planetary energy cause nausea.
Absolutely. And it should be mandated. I might have to go, we might have to finish this and go live at Instagram. Gotta write out invocations. Gotta do your invocations on this new moon. You already missed one day. It's a 3-day
Right,
window. The power has waned a little, but it has not dissipated. You gotta silver surf. You gotta catch this wave. It Gemini new moon deals with the mind. Gemini is mind, it's communications, also lungs. You know what I'm saying? It's duality. It's your multiple selves. Everybody is plural. We have me and Red got the demonstration of being physical plurals. So we
right,
understand the dynamic of twins because we got to manifest as the separation of one cell into two. But
right,
everybody else is under the illusion that they're singulars, but everybody's plural.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So what we're physically experiencing in this lifetime as separate beings, everyone internally experiences this in their lifetime in their own physical being. You know what I'm saying? And that is balancing their two selves, coming to a consensus, of understanding about, you know what I'm saying, how to do that. And it's not the easiest thing to be done.
right.
You know what I mean? So,
Somebody wants to know, does shifts affect the money?
of course, I mean, monies are governed by currencies, and money is dictated by the people and their emotional aptitude at the moment. That's what boosts moon stock markets, is the waves of people's energy. It correlates, it's all connected. The element of silver corresponds to money because it corresponds to the moon, and the moon is what governs the currents by way of the water, of which you are 90% of I got a diagnostic reading when I was in Houston. I got my paperwork back. 90% water, bro.
Mm.
Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
90.
It's a lot.
The rest of this shit is muscle.
The rest is Russell.
Not Russell.
Boy,
Not Russell. Nah.
what you think? Somebody wanted to know. Somebody wanted to know what the IG was. This is the IG. If we go on the IG to do the affirmations, make sure y'all write down these IGs and follow them, so y'all know the real pages and y'all don't get caught up in nothing that the fake shit is doing, because there's no limit to what these fake pages are out here doing. So if it's not these two pages, it's not us. It is not us. They want you to talk about Casanova.
Again, this all hand in hand. All of it happened at the same time, and it was all
So
pretty
it's all about that
hard.
culture falling.
It's the fall of the culture. You know what I'm
The
saying?
great fall.
It's the destruction and the dissolution of it. And it's yeah.
I
It's
say
about
when, right. I say Boozy went wrong when he talked down on Rollo.
mm-hmm.
That's when he crossed the line. There's a little bit of spirituality that Rollo got going on with him, and I think that there's something clean about the way that he treats people like the Boozies and whatnot. I know that they all got them secrets that they hold, but I just think that he crossed that line. That's when I knew that the clout shit was taking him over. Nobody was safe. With Casanova, another example of when keeping it real goes wrong. He always had that energy that he was trying too much, and then Pop called him out, and that's when I knew that he crossed the line. And it was just downhill from there. The shit that's happening with him, the shit that's happening with Boozy, and the shit that's happening with Young Thug, huh?
Taxstone, put him in there. I
Well,
mean,
them more specifically, it feels like dark magic on them. It feels like a hex. The shit that's happening to Casanova, Young Thug especially, he lost his BM. His brother went back and did they slapped him. He lost his sister recently. He lost his baby mama, right? His brother brother was doing life. He did some work. He did some work and got his brother out. And now his brother went back and did 10, right? Not to say that he didn't put himself there, but the way that his chips be falling, the dude had an overdose, his protege, right after he gets locked up. It seems like he's getting smacked with something that's dealing with some other shit that be going on in Atlanta, right? If you in Atlanta, you'll know. You don't need me to get on the internet and start running my mouth about stuff that I'm not involved in, right? I'm not even gonna step into that shit. But I'm saying that for all of you people that follow these celebrities, their misfortunes are not always just bad luck. Some of that is the force of the hand of some powerful people putting some shit on them.
like they said, YNW Melly, um, Taxstone, Casanova. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just so many people just going through the ringer right now, and it's I just think what I mean. It's just the chickens coming home to roost. It's the energy, period. You feel me? And then the sloppiness that goes with the energy. Um, and in Thug's case, he has a euphemism for killing black men. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, why is it is black magic? Why is it not always the karmic cycles and things that people create for themselves? Feel me? So I don't know, but either which way, it's going down. You know what I mean? It's all unfolding itself. and it's a
Right.
story being told. It's a narrative, and it begets to be interpreted so people can stop ignoring it and really see it for what it is. So you can possibly have a chance with these babies. You know what I mean?
Right.
These are the people that they pattern their lives over and after.
Red and blue, can y'all do the Scarlet Channel challenge and bliss us all with that cloth talk? She was on live where she was talking about her energy shift, and I really want to see y'all link up. I gotta check out that live. Or she
Yeah.
might, yeah.
I'm
Yo, let me play that remix that you got on your page. So
at
they transmuting the energy already on that Scarlet beat. You know what I mean? Just like I knew they would. And Blue had a banger on his page. Let me play that Joan. But yeah, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to reach out to the sister. I know that
yeah, we're gonna make
if
that
she's
connection.
around Swiss Beat, she's around his OG, and that's my people's right there. Check this
This
out.
is New York. What the fuck is going on with the air? They trying to kill us, man. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, I always rep my city, but I'm done living in it. Can't even park the car without fucking getting the ticket. In that alternate parking, gotta get up early in the morning and move the whip to start to get annoying. I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back.
Hey.
I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back. I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back. I got the fuck out. I'm going to PA with that shit. All these potholes in the motherfucking street, fucking up a nigga rims, catching flats every week. And the city only good for bacon, egg, and cheese, and an icy white tea when it's 95 degrees. Move, yeah, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta move. The pigeons, they be shitting everywhere, and the rats taking over, they be posted everywhere. They do. Running up and down the block, them little niggas ain't scared. I gotta move. Dollar van prices getting high. Got a Hellcat, put the speed limit 25. I gotta move.
Come on, y'all.
This is New York. What the fuck is going on with
Transmute the
They
energy.
trying to kill us, man. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, I always rep my city, but I'm done living in it. Can't even park the car without fucking getting the ticket. In that alternate parking, gotta get up early in the morning and move the whip to start to get annoying. I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back. I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back. I got the fuck out. Ain't trying to come back. I got the fuck out. I'm going to PA with that shit. All these potholes in the motherfucking street.
Come on, man. Bars. Yeah, I might ride on that beat right there. You know what I'm talking about? That shit got a knock to it. I might skate on that. You know what I mean? Jeannie, you got a challenge on your hands right there. I appreciate you for that. You might have sparked something in me with that. I got the F out. Do the Snake Plissken remix. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna keep you too long, Blue Pillar. You know, we gotta tap in.
Yeah, they can hear the sermon. It's right here on Know the Ledge Media. Y'all can hit the replay. You know, catch some vibes out and really tap in, and then go to the Black Magic and see just how the energy coincide. You know, see how energy manifests itself in this new energy spectrum that we exist in. It's HD.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Super
So,
HD.
be mindful of your mind. This is Gemini season. New moon. It's talking about your own inner communications. They will manifest some shits into an external existence. Guard your thoughts. Mind your minds. Write down your invocations. Your invocations. I'm gonna give you 2 samples.
Thank you. I was gonna ask you that.
Give you a minute. I'm gonna give you a minute to get ready, y'all. Get you a pen and a pad or something that you're gonna write down with. Because I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm gonna share it this one time. Please get your things together. All right. So invocations, you know, I looked up the definition of God in the actual dictionary, and it said to invoke.
Right.
Invoke. It said to invoke / invocations. It said libations.
in the in the dictionary. This is what the definition of God.
Talk about it. That's a T-shirt.
Invoke, and it has something about libations, pouring libations out of acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Parching the thirst. You feel me?
Yes.
So how do you invoke? It's not passive like prayer. It's almost a command on the universe because you got to know who and what you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to yourself, you can use a level of sternness. It wouldn't be offsetting. You know, I got a big homie spirit force that when I'm fucking up and I really need to get back in alignment, it speaks in a very stern, fatherly manner. Saying so to invoke from the universe is something like, and it's a level of confidence. You know, I, Paul Eric Mullins, swiftly invoke the continuation of the success of No Delay Media on here, right here. You know, the more specific you can be, the better. The more ironclad your intent and invocation is, the better. You're programming, you're prompting the universe once again. We need to return to these conversations. I feel like it like faltered off. We were so close, now we so far. I don't see nobody doing mid-journey no more and shit like that. What's going on?
Right.
So yeah, let's get back to the understanding about prompting, how to properly prompt a prayer. How do you properly prompt a prayer? Invocation.
Right.
Right. I strongly, you know, in your name, I, Paul Eric Mullin, more specific, son of Annette Louise Thomas. I'd even put my birthday on it if I want to be super duper programmable specific. Right? Strongly invoke, okay, the continued success of Goldwater Corp. Tap in and get on the goal. Right?
Right.
Whatever it is, I can be super case specific of Smart Morse and its ability to, you know what I mean? I could do however I could get. I can fine tune it as specific.
Right.
I could put emotion and feeling into it because it don't matter what you write down. Do you believe it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How is it vibrating through the thorax, through the larynx, to cut through the fabric of time and space? This firmament, the firmament is in your face, nigga. It's air, which is composed of water. You know what I'm saying? Which resonates to those layers. Like I said, the step down layer also reverses itself and goes bottom up back to the, you know, the main field of resonance, where the reverberation then on that field on some tree of life shit makes it come down and manifest into Malkuth. So yeah, man, we're in that space. Be responsible with your thoughts. Be practitioners with your prayer. I'm not ruling out prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'm definitely saying invocation. You know, put a little umph on it. You know what I'm saying? Be intentional, be specific. You know what you want. And go for that shit. It's yours. Call it forth. Be responsible when you get it. Covet it. You know what I'm saying? Treat it like you called it out. Just like your child. Treat your child like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You called it forth. You bust that nut.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be difficult for that brother, you know, on his ride through the system. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. But these
sentencing.
Yeah. When left to make that decision, is it your homies or your family? And you gotta make that decision, and the shit is brutal. You know what I mean? And I just remember like when Nipsey got buried and the gang told his mother, we got this, like this ain't your child no more. You belong to us. And that's how deep that shit go. You know what I mean?
He got a beautiful wife. You know what I mean? I know that he'll do anything in this world and then his powers to get back to her.
Yeah.
And
Oh, the
that conversation that he was having with the judge definitely was like a white flag. Like, look, I'm ready to do whatever I need to do. I'm renouncing. You know what I mean? Like, that was a dog whistle. Then he got cut and cut the dude back.
Mm-hmm.
So he got cut and he cut the person who cut him. So on his sentencing, right? Whatever he wasn't gonna have, whatever wasn't going, like, let's say that they were gonna be lenient, or let's say that they wasn't gonna give him the max because of guidelines, and not because how the judge feels, because of the guidelines
mandated.
The mandated, because the parole board would say if you didn't cut the person back, that would show rehabilitation. But if you cut him back, yeah, we understand self-defense. However,
still a violent act. Right?
It's still a violent act.
And that still goes towards...
They're going to hit him with the Maxington.
It still goes towards your numeric system, what they call, well, in my case, the PSI, your pre-sentence, and all of that numerical adding up that they do to give you points. And that shit is going to weigh against them. So it's not pretty, you know what I'm saying? But again, these were, you know, it's like the ones, you know, I can't say that, but the book talks about people being haughty and proud of the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? Pride before the fall. And these niggas is poster childs for a level of death and destruction that has to meet its match, or the people is just, these babies ain't gonna make it. They're gonna get grinded in the blender. You know, man. Put this fight up, you know what I'm saying? Get these babies back. They too precious to just be tossing them in the lion's den like this. And that was also a scripture that coincided with 618, Daniel in the lion's den. You know, it was yesterday. So yeah. Just, you know, just be, like I said, just be mindful that and it's only, we moving into the summer solstice.
Right. Summer ain't even here yet.
The father about to really have his day. The son is about to really, you know what I'm saying? Shit is operating on a different octave. It's been operating on a different octave since the beginning of this Gregorian calendar year. So I can only imagine when it crosses the threshold of coming out of this full slumber and start expressing this lion's mane and really roaring. Because, you know, that shit was nipping in the South.
Yeah. You felt that sun in New Orleans, bro?
Yeah, that shit was different.
You felt that Texas sun?
Yeah, they was two different suns, but
it was two different suns, but they were both different.
Yeah, I'm finna hit the gym, my nigga, so I'm gonna have to salute you and shit. Say peace, man.
Okay. Peace. Yeah, get it in.
Yeah, awesome. All right.
Yes, indeed. Salute, Blue.
Peace.
All right, peace. Let's get a word from us. We have some sponsors. We have a special announcement. Let's get right to it.
Yes, we are here, Uplift and Heal Fridays, and we have reached the zenith of the night where we actually get to listen to the playlist. Let's go. This is the first one, y'all. This is our first playlist that we've curated of artists that we're listening to that are literally like pioneering, like leading this journey forward, and just a big part of this paradigm shift that we're all experiencing. And just remember where you heard it first. Uplift and Heal.
I can bring you straight to the curricula that I use without a foundation. So this 4 weeks will be used to familiarize people with the process, with the protocol, and you will get some skills in how to delineate and erect a chart if you're studious. It requires studies. There's no shortcuts, right? That's why it's gonna be 4 weeks, all right? And you have the opportunity to get ready to use astrology in any means that you build your capacity to use it. Right? You're gonna have to study hard. It ain't gonna be a walk through the park. It's a complex science, okay? But I do have a means by which to simplify it where other people have left it complicated. Right? I've been doing it for quite some time. So I found all kinds of shortcuts, and this is what I'll be showing, right? You come prepared to the class, all right? Be prepared to do some long division, all right? And some addition, all right?
Yes. Those are 2 classes that are now going to be premiering in our Patreon. Yo, we're building a whole new world over on Patreon. I promise you. There's nothing like the YouTube. This is where we go to learn. I got Chicago Crypto Block Bully over there. I got my good brother Ra Aku over there dropping big bombs, big information, giving people the tools that they need. This is really for the studious students out there. Everybody is not necessarily in this thing to really be on some studious stuff, to sharpen their sword and whatnot. But that's what Patreon is for. It's for the studious ones. It's my way of separating the seniors in school from the freshmen and the sophomore and whatnot. These are for people that are ready to apply the information, because the technical analysis class with my good brother Chicago Crypto, let's go. Join us Sunday, June 18th, 4:44 p.m. Chicago Crypto Block Bully presents a 4-week class on technical analysis.
Things we need an earnings recovery. We need the Fed to maybe not pivot, but at least be done. And then we need market breadth to...
We're in the bear market. We went from the bear market. We now in the bull market. The brother Chicago Crypto is teaching you technical analysis, how to actually read the charts so you can level up. And he's doing it in a way that nobody else is doing it. Real talk. Everybody does that, but they're not doing it like Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? And his work speaks for itself. So sign up to the Patreon at the Citrine level. That's the top level, that is. Sign up to the Patreon at the Citrine level to get access to our good brother Chicago Crypto Block Bully and also Ra Aku. Thank you everybody for pulling up tonight and being here with us in the building. Love and light. Let's continue to raise the frequencies. Let's continue to, do the inner work. Let's continue to also do the outer work, because the inner work is great, but let's work on the outer work too. You know what I mean? That means gentrifying your neighborhood, cleaning up where you live, beautifying everywhere that you go, planting the seeds that bear fruit. Okay? Things like that. Create things out of the nothing. Like Blue Pill said, let's work on our affirmations tonight. I don't want to hold y'all all night. This is good enough information for you. That I showed you proof that there's a leveling up, that there's an upgrade that's taking place.
So I don't know if you guys follow the Schumann resonance frequency or not, but it's been kind of going a little wild today. Here's the site if you guys want to go check it out. So this was the Schumann resonance on the 16th. Nothing too out of the ordinary from what I see on the day today.
It's up.
And here's the 17th. Again, pretty standard.
It's up.
But let's check out today. I've been following this for quite a few years, and I've never seen it look anything like this. Here's just a slight excerpt of what the Schumann resonance in the mainstream.
All of my psychonauts, as you can see, this is a code, right? This was a graph. I will go and look at that and decode it with new sets of eyes. All of my psychonauts out there, put on your glasses and whatnot and decode this. This is a code.
Anything like this. Here's just a slight excerpt of what the Schumann resonance in the mainstream eyes does to us.
Frequency.
I think it connects us both on a conscious and subconscious level. Does this mean we're finally waking up? It seems things are shifting in this.
So that right there is just showing you that it is definitely what a effing time to be alive. What a effing time to be unalive. You know what I'm talking about? The shift is here. The great reset, the great fall. We're living through it. So be grateful, have gratitude, and let's keep building, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? We in this shit to the last day. So let's keep building. This is not a quote unquote sprint. This is a marathon. So with that being said, inshallah, we're gonna have this on streaming platforms on the Solstice, Red Opal song that is. I'm working to have it on the streaming platforms on the Solstice so you can stream the song of the summer. The Red Summer 23 is on the way, y'all. Let's go. Come on.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coconut bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land, hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coconut bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land, hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins. Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle. Coconut bundles, it's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands, I'm riding in vans. Slide through your land, hopping the sprinters. Tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Feather the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse we was smashing, kicking the door. Waving for force, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning flooded a bright lane. The hunger was biting,